giving us wisdom and guidance to do your will for our members and employees who live and work here. We ask you to send your spirit of healing to all of our members who are struggling with illnesses, and we pray for their full recovery. In your holy name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. Amen.
The United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
We as a board would like to make the opening statement to everyone so that way everybody understands and we continue to work for you, the community here at Hilltop Lakes. Alright, we will have our monthly meeting tonight, so we'll abbreviate the agenda to allow open discussions and questions at the end of the meeting. Okay? We understand, based on recent activities here, of course, the last week or two, there's going to be some questions, and we fully understand that and expect that. Okay? In response to public resignations and recent postings online in the newspaper, we agree that one person's opinion, unverified as it does not bear credibility on the truth of our situation as a community. Okay? We have made some additions in the Welcome Center, amongst other places, and we are very pleased with the new employees that we've hired and continue to do work moving forward. Okay, as we totally support each and every employee that we have here at the Hilltop Lakes. Okay? We are also currently implementing new programs that will update our old and outdated systems. Okay, we feel these programs will be to change for the best possible future for all our residents. That's our goal. It's always been our goal here as a board. As a board of Hilltop Lakes, we'd like to say thank you, okay, for your support. And keep one thing in mind: we are volunteers, and we're here for you folks.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I say.
All in favor? Approval of June 15th. All in favor?
Aye.
And then special board meeting minutes, June 2nd.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of June 22nd. Special board meeting.
All in favor? And then we've got July 1st meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Recap of closed session. So today, we had a few property owners come in and speak to us, and we also had a future elect judge that came and kind of talked to us as a community member himself, and so, I think that was, he's here. Oh, would you like to stand up and say hi?
Thank you.
And decisions taken outside of the last meeting. Have there been any? Tony? All right. Financial report.
This year's couple weeks ago, and I was nominated as treasurer. Right now, I don't have any information as far as getting into the books and reports, but I've had a couple of requests. Don't happen today. May take me another week to unravel them, see if they make sense out of it. But as soon as I get them unraveled, get these reports made, you will have access to them. I get nothing to hide. I'll show you the way that I understand it, the way that I see it.
Alright, operational reports. Pro shop.
Well, as far as the pro shop going, everything's going good. Alright, made a problem last month. She wasn't gonna be here due to, other engagements. So, that's what I have for Candace. So we'll get a full, more updated report next month.
Nobody's in there, right?
No, I don't
Say again?
in the future, when you tell us that there's a, tell us what it costs for that same amount, so that we can, know that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think she does that every month anyway, doesn't she, on the report?
No, we never see.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely. Will not be a problem.
Golf course maintenance, no update from that either. Okay, post office. Alright, so, total incoming packages processed in June was 5,200. Outgoing packages was 135. Incoming flat pieces was about a little over 38,000 pieces. Friendly reminder that we are open on Wednesdays until 6 p.m. And so we do have someone there for pickup only. You can't purchase any stamps or purchase anything, but you can pick up your packages on Wednesday until 6 p.m. And then maintenance.
Hey, for roads, the contractor's gonna be starting Monday. We're gonna be sending out a notice to all residents here that just be cautious, use caution around the road maintainer. And then also we have another road crew that's gonna be starting on the paved side as far as fixing shoulders and potholes on that. We also have a side trimming contractor or a tree trimming contractor will start cutting back some of the limbs, all the overgrowth on limbs. Some of those they may defer, hold off on until around January, the time of year. They recommend to wait till then. They don't want to kill any trees. So, as far as maintenance goes, that's about all I have as far as highlights.
Alright, ACC. You should be able to just click the line to turn on, and it should.
My name is Stephen Beard, for those that don't know me.
Oh, very good.
I'm not used to this. So we are hiring a new administrator for the ACC, so I do not have any reports to hand out to issue today. But I did want to address something. Public flogging was a thing during the Dark Ages and still used in some countries like Iran, Afghanistan. Apparently, Facebook has become the new venue for publicly flogging people. We ask that you don't do that. If you see a violation while you're driving around, we'll let the office know. They will contact us and we'll take the appropriate steps to notify them. But unless you're changing your name to Karen, please don't.
Oh, that's not fair.
That's not fair. You got Chris.
So the ACC will not respond to Facebook posts. We take things very seriously to guard people's privacy. Yes, we have, several callers. Oh, yeah, they do. Anything else?
What happened to your assistant?
I'm gonna let that be a private personnel matter, and, we're going to address that.
Yes, who is on the ACC once you get appointed?
We have, 6 people on the ACC, and, you know, some of us have been on there 5 or 6 years. Some are fairly new. If you'd like to join the ACC, we'd love to have you. I think your wife would say no.
I have an interesting ACC story.
Okay, well, let's save that for another time.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. All right, activities, Ms. Rita.
Hello, neighbors. First off, I want to say what a wonderful Freedom Fest we had, and I want to thank Amber Neal for that. Her and I are a team now, so we're here to help and make things roll. First off, we'd like to thank each one of our sponsors and all our volunteers who help. Ruby, thank you, love. Ruby, thank you, love. I'm sorry. We couldn't do it without everybody, you all pitching in and doing things, and I just think it was an amazing event, as always. The fireworks were fantastic, and thank you, board members, for choosing another company that, they're great, and I hope that we can have them back again, so thank you for all that. And we have lots of fun times ahead of us. Fall Fest is going to be on October 24th. It's a Saturday evening event. We're going to have a chili cook-off, pie and cobbler cook-off, bake-off, and then a cocktail cook-off. So with all that being said, we'll have a costume party, or costume parade, and we'd like to have a dueling DJ at the Dance Under the Stars. So if you know anybody who's a DJ that would like to have a dueling match with another DJ and get the crowd enticed and have a great time, I'm looking for them. I also want to do a special shout out to the Kickapoo Club, the Lions Club, and Sir, you have always been there for us. Anything we ask of you guys to do for us, you're always there. Thank you so much. Really can't do it without you. And let's see, I'm nervous. Okay, let's see. Gila, they're going to be hosting their pumpkin decorating competition, and they will be on display at the Fall Festival. So everybody will get a chance to see what the kids and the adults have entered. There's some really amazing things, and you will also get to judge at this competition. So look for that. You see the flyers come out, sign up. It's a great way to support Gila. If you wish to be a part of the committee preparing for this Fall Fest, please come see us. Our doors open. We love volunteers. We love suggestions with solutions. And we want to make this a really fun season. I also want to do a shout out for a JK Haunted House. It's on their haunted house this year is on Halloween night, and only on Halloween night. It's a one-night thing. It's the theme is called Moonlight Madness. And if you want any information or you want to help with them, reach out to JK Haunts on Facebook. They're going to have a raffle here shortly. They'll go out throughout the community, and their drawing is on August 29th. These folks put in a lot of work, and it's a great thing, so let's help them out with your support. In the fall, we're going to be putting together a calendar of local musicians to come out to the patio theater on Saturday nights to play for a few hours and share their talent and entertain our community as well as we can enjoy our beautiful view from the patio theater. So if you know of anybody who just wants to come out and entertain, send them my direction, okay? And we got 2 pages. We, as the board said, we have a new software application coming. we are here to help you get familiar with it, once we get familiar with it, and help you get comfortable with it and say a one-stop shop. So when you go to it, you want to know what activities are going on, you want to know what your bills are, you want to know what the POA, you want to know anything about the POA. That software has it. Won't be doing too much on Facebook anymore, we're going to be going that direction. So I'll be putting flyers out and be putting stuff on this new app that you all are going to be using. If we make a mistake, please bear with us. We're learning too, and we'll try to make it correct and make it right. Any questions? No? Okay. Carry on.
Pick a good one.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I will use it. Just a quick thing, next July 31st, is Jesse Duke's gonna be at the club. And I wanna invite everybody. You do not have to be a member to enjoy the entertainment. Everything is free for the, except you want an adult drink, of course you have to be a member. But as far as entertainment comes, you can come as you are and enjoy it. You do not have to drink, okay? I just want to point that out to everybody. The only time we ever charge is New Year's Eve because we have a breakfast then. Any questions?
Next committee.
Yes. I just got nominated for the people business. Hold on, we'll say that now. All right, real quick, we got a lot of information, but I'll give a brief synopsis of it. If you didn't know, around the 1st of July, just on the 1st, we did treatment for Watauga around the swimming areas for the grass. That was the copper shell lake treatment for the aquatic plants there, for the swimming area and around the docks there. Also, we did with kind of a partnership with Greater University, they sent one of the people out who did water column testing in approximately the deepest part of each one of those lakes. So from the bottom to the top, took samples of the water, took different readings. We don't have the details back on those yet because of all the flooding that was going on in the state. They had to take care of some other stuff, but here in the next few weeks, we should get that data back, which will help give us the, how healthy our lakes are, and help us plan on what we need to do to make them better and healthier and go from there. So that was all around the first part of July. We also did a walk around, some of us, did a walk around with Mike Mullen and another person to get a more detailed explanation of where some of the things are from his time on the Lakes Committee and some of the stuff that needed to be done. There is a fair amount of things that we need to do to our lakes. Some of them are safety related, from spillways. Some of that stuff is getting a little rusty and needs to be replaced. I don't know, this will take a while to go through the whole thing. We got some riser repairs on the pipeline that goes, or the pipe that goes underground pipe that goes from Swan to Tonto. There's some of those, one of the risers has gotten busted over time. That needs to be repaired. We need to repair some of the spillway on Swan Lake, some of the rust, wire mesh that's protecting the spillway from people or things going down it. That's getting rusty, needs to be updated. There's one pipe down below the dam there that needs to be protected. I guess a while back there, somebody run over it with a quad and busted off, and maintenance had to go fix it because water was leaking. So put up a couple posts around that, protect that more, so that doesn't happen again. The berm on Swan is supposed to per TPQ state that is supposed to be mowed. We've stopped mowing it at some point in the past. We really need to start mowing that again. secondary drain coming off of Swan Lake. There's a siphon that's been there, I guess, since the sixties, it was originally put in. The top of that pipe is starting to rust out some, so there's some repair work that needs to be done there, so it'll flow properly. Pagula, there's some work we need to do on that overflow, more to protect, people again and the fish. When it has an overflow, it push that string down, and then big fish get out of the lake and go down where we don't want them. It's also a safety for, people and stuff in that area, make sure that they don't go down in there. So there's a lot of things that we need to take care of, not necessarily really expensive stuff, but stuff that we need to start working on and get taken care of. There's been a lot of questions about the old fishing dock that used to be there on top, they got taken out and they got repaired. I know there's some, the floats are still in the maintenance, wood and that kind of stuff would have to be replaced, but that is something we've been out on this to try to get that, back out in the lake so people can enjoy fishing there at that spot. So quite a bit of stuff, that we would like to see done, so that we can keep improving the lakes and improving everybody's experience. So,
Thank you.
any questions or, yes, sir?
North end of the lake, when are you ever gonna finish treating that?
That should have happened,
Last day we had was July 15th, and
pardon?
the last date we had, it was supposed to finish July 15th, but it rained, and it didn't happen.
Well, he was out of the country, he came on July, just before July, 4th, and then he came again about a week before that even, so that was 2 treatments. He came the day before yesterday, I believe, and I gave him your address as well as several others, and he should have been there either yesterday or day before, I don't remember which day exactly, but he should have been there by now. Now, one of the other things that, was just donated to the POA,
I forgot to mention.
yeah, is a lake rake. Some of the people that live around the lake have been using lake rakes on their specific area because if we treat too much, it's not good for, that copper sulfate stays down there and it continues to harm the lake bed itself, not just the plants. And sometimes, this is what he would explain to us, that sometimes the plants are dead and they're gonna dissipate, but it's not gonna be as fast as you would like. And so that's one of the things that, we purchased for the POA to be able to, you can rent, you can borrow it rather, to rake your swim area. And it's part of your maintenance, kind of, that's the way that it was explained to me by several different pond companies, because the POA doesn't pay for that type of service. I know they did at one time when something happened and there was too much of an overgrowth. But this is one of the, and then there's also a, I don't know what you call it, a piece of it.
This is only about half of it. I didn't bring the other half in because it's more of a cutter. So it's a Y-shaped cutter with razor blades on it. So on the pole, you reach out into the blade, pull it, you cut off all the grass at a level, and then you can clean it up that way.
The north end, we had the channel, it's about 9 foot deep, and the weeds were within 6 inches of the surface. So,
Well, and
they haven't been
So-
treated.
we need to find out if he made it to treat. That area, I understand, was on that list. Just waiting for him to be back to be able to treat.
Yeah, we'll have to, because there are some videos to show you how to do it. Then you can also, and I have made this offer to several different, lawn oil companies, and, that if they wanted to do something like that, they could enhance what they offer to people for, maintaining their yard, their lakefront. And so several of them were interested,
duty, or y'all should be doing this every year. It's not something that we should be out there raking and working our butts off. We should treat that lake every year. And you refuse to do that, I don't know why.
It was,
Sir, I can answer that question. Sir, we have been treating the lakes for the last few years. We use one company. It's called Trophy Fisheries, if I'm not mistaken, out of College Station, that we have been using for the last few years. Now, this year, we got a little bit of lake star on it. You know, you could call it what it is, what recycling the board members, employees, whatever you want to call it, you know. Rain, snail, you know, snow, whatever happened. You know, we got a lake star on it this year, but we got them to come out here this year and to start that treatment this year. So I can tell you, for the last 4 years, for at least the last 3 to 4 years, we've had treatment on those lakes.
But we've had to beg for it. I think that's the problem. If it could just be on the schedule, it'd be
Yeah.
nice.
I think one of the issues with that, I agree with you, because the calendar, we need a repository, as I mentioned before, of everything that we do on a timeline here, so that it sends out, it's on there, but it sends out reminders to the whole community so we can all stay on top of it. Because we have turnovers in different areas.
And I believe in history, I believe this year has been the only year
No,
that's been
because
bad.
I was on members to be heard and asked to have the lake sprayed.
When was this now?
Last year.
Last year?
Yeah, the last season. And you got it done right when
Right away, but I mean, they were already on schedule.
But it would be nice, like Sylvia's saying, to have a repository and like, oh, it's time to.
Absolutely,
Let's do
absolutely.
it. Okay, thank you.
I was just gonna say, Mike had a timeline and a schedule and a set thing to be done for the lakes. And he left it with y'all. He was actually the Lakes Committee for a little
Yes, it
while.
was. Yes, it was.
And, yeah, and so there was a plan, but the plan got dropped. And then they got changed. And meanwhile, the lakes weren't treated.
Yes, ma'am. You are correct. Yes.
I want to make a comment about people raking their own aquatic plants out of the lake and ask you to please not leave them on the banks. If you're going to be doing that, all those nutrients and decaying matter go right back into the lake. Even if the plants don't go back in, when it rains, those nutrients go back into the lake and
Well,
nutrient load it.
I will agree with the gentleman over here. I believe that's not in the job of volunteers to get out there and do it. It's our responsibility as a POA
Well,
to make sure
if
those
they're-
lakes are taken care of.
I know, I saw a lot of piles this morning where
Yes, ma'am.
people had their own maintenance people do that and left them just on the banks of the lake.
Okay.
So I don't think that's, but I do want to let you know that for over 5 decades, I've been both a marine and a freshwater scientist in Texas.
Yes,
Started doing lakes back in the 80s and golf course ponds and all of that with the Ag Extension Service, but I worked for 5 river basins and USGS, and I want to tell you something that was shared by the lake scientists that came out here to monitor, and that's that we have a treasure right here. And these are some of the nicest waters in the state right now. There have been a bunch of waters that have been mismanaged. Our lakes are really in pretty good shape, and I see people coming together to care about them, and I do appreciate everybody that's had, contributing efforts toward that.
Yes, ma'am.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone from Healing here want to make? All right, go.
So, we had an elections meeting, and we're waiting on our voter list.
Donnie as secretary.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. All right.
So who's the treasurer now?
It's been still coming.
Still Tony.
It says secretary.
Okay, all right. We've had a lot of changes in the last couple of months, you know.
That's still your name?
We've had to cut a few trees down, so much paper, that's all. Okay, now to the lovely portion, everybody came here tonight to be a part of, us members to be heard, open discussion. Okay, I want to start with the questions. If any question anybody has after that, then, just raise your hand. I want to give y'all 3 minute time when anybody got a stopwatch, because we got staff over here, and I'm sure we're gonna have more questions than that. Like you, I don't want to be here till 9 o'clock. No. All right, first one, Mr. John Gravy.
John LeGravier, 46 Stockwood Drive. I've got several questions.
Yes, sir.
First one is, have you ever seen these medication?
One CD that matured is to move to an operating account. And that's the one that's the only state bank.
How about,
120,000, I think. That's what it was. It was being, I think, a Watson 1.1%. Something around there. Don't quote me on it. Well, we're looking at moving to a money market account. No decisions have been made yet. Just,
The newly resigned president wrote an alarming report about finances. Wasn't too clear.
John, can you use?
We
the
can
mic?
hear you.
I believe when we looked at that money market, there was a 3 to 4% increase interest rate of return.
I don't know what you're talking about, as far as, but I just suggest that we look at money markets, not that we select.
Well, it was around $450,000 in savings.
Just the one only matured. So then it didn't get locked up at a rush decision. We all agreed to pull it and then decide what we wanted to do with it. That's all that has happened.
Well, Tommy Raymond said in his,
On his own court. I understand what your concern is. I know.
there's a reason to be concerned about it. He was president, and he said that our finances were not sustainable.
I don't, and this is my personal opinion, until I get with Tony, and we sit there and look at it, because I haven't been privy, in depth into the financials, but till I get with Tony and me and him, look at numbers, we can't use any of you, a firm against, because my personal opinion, I don't believe that one individual dug into what he believed that he put on the post.
And he didn't share anything with
And
us,
he
right? You
shared
guys got
nothing.
the same message we did 5 minutes apart.
That's all that happened.
That was it. So,
Okay.
no additional context or analysis came to the front of us. You guys saw what we saw, and that's,
We didn't know what he was doing, so just, and like, it goes back to me telling you, until Tony and myself sit down, and we look at the numbers, and we go through it, what y'all wanna know, what y'all need to know, okay, we're going to do that. Because we're not gonna give you false numbers.
Do you have an accountant on board?
So say again,
Do you have an accountant in the office?
the county on board, no, we do not. Not at this time. So again, we have a treasurer.
Is Facebook, QuickBooks locked up to where it's not there?
I'm moving away from, we're moving away from QuickBooks, but it's operational today.
You told me you were, the other day, thinking about it, or moving to another
Yes.
software.
Yes.
they
I dug in with both feet to try to salvage what's going on. I'm on board with it, we don't really have a choice, so we might as well make lemonade and get on with it.
And Tony, when y'all talked about, or when they talked about that, it was actually gonna be less than what y'all were paying by doing all that seasonal stuff. Was that right?
Well, QuickBooks is approximately costing us about anywhere from $1,800 to $2,000.
No, but I mean, you were talking about all the other software that displays, like all the other ones that ran the bill.
Not just the legacy.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like, the hotels be able to plug into
Right.
there.
So all
Your
the
maintenance
departments-
request will be able to plug into there, like, you put a maintenance request in, you're gonna see it, it's gonna track it, it's gonna
But
close
the
it
total
out.
cost of doing all that was less.
And it's
Less
got-
than what,
Yeah.
than what the other system.
Okay, I can answer that. All right, so I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
The original cost was probably was for 3,000 doors. You know, now Hilltop Lakes has, I think, around 10,000 individual properties, and then I've only lived through 2 years, I'm, still educated about Hilltop Lakes, but you can own, there's so many lots that pay a monthly fee. Then you've got a percentage of the school board, I think, owns a certain number of lots. Owners own lots that are current, and then you have a set of lots that are in collection. Percentage wise, I think we'll dig into that, trying to break out what that is. At the time, the decision was made to go with a lesser number and then to still utilize two sets of books. Use QuickBooks for collections because the state of Texas requires that you have 4 years of records to remain in collection. So, after looking at this thing, trying to get involved with it, it doesn't make sense to run the version of QuickBooks that we're running right now. It's a desktop version. With remote access, it's very slow. I've been in it for about a week, and it's locked up on me. If you try to run the annual report, you might as well just get up, go have some coffee, and come back 30 minutes later, it might be done. But it's outdated, it's new software, it's real time. But 3,000 doors, and then just keep QuickBooks for that page for 2 software. And then you've got stuff over here, you got stuff over here, it didn't make any sense. So we went back and renegotiated with Enumerate and said, we want all 7,500 doors is the limit we went to. We estimated that's what it is. They came back with another price. We added an AI feature to assist homeowners, and that's how we kind of got to that approximately $6,000 a month. Now, we also included with that an AR function that when the invoices coming in from the vendors that we use, it has what's called OCR, optical character recognition. It'll read the invoice, it'll automatically code it, it'll put all that information into the books. What we'll use our AR person to do, an AP person to do, is review those invoices, side-by-side copy with what's, a document with what's recorded and sent for. And then once that's done, they'll push the button, it'll go to workflow to the board of directors to get whatever approval needs to be done. The key thing about that is those transactions that take place are in real time. You can run a report 2 minutes after you do that, and the report that you're looking at is in real time. So it was time to be updated. We didn't have a choice. Might as well have everything in one place. So that's why we went with the new rate. Any other questions that I can answer about the new rate? Yes, sir.
So all the stuff in QuickBooks will import into a new one.
Yes. Initially,
In fact, as far as we need it to go.
the first negotiation was just current year. And so during the discussion process, I said, we need 4 years. We've got to go back 4 years plus current year. And they got back with us, I think, the second week. And they said they could do it, so we're going to hold them to it.
Thank you, Mr. Gregory. That's 3 minutes. 3 minutes, sir. Sorry about that. When I get done with these, if you got another question, raise your hand, sir.
But John, those reports that you requested, I'll get them to you as soon as I can make it available for you guys.
Okay, next on the list, Mr. Pacho.
did have a question in reference to our attorney's, Porter law firm, is that correct?
Say again?
Our law firm that represents the Hill, is that Porter?
Porter. Yes.
Okay, are they still our attorneys?
Yes.
Are they current in payment?
Yes.
So we're not on hold anymore?
We should not be, no.
Okay.
But we will, we will verify.
Well, that was a question I asked.
Yeah.
3 months ago, and never got back.
Yes. I will be back to you tomorrow.
Typically, we put an attorney on hold and you don't pay their invoice, they stop.
It's not working for you.
That's the way it is.
Right? I mean, we got an attorney back there. It's correct, right? We stopped paying them all.
Well, that was my understanding back in,
Yeah.
February, so, but I just wanted to confirm whether that's cleared up.
Yes.
Okay, great. Who is taking Anita's position? Do we have an accountant or bookkeeper that takes, does her stuff?
No.
Okay. She brought it up to me, I think, about the percentage of property owners. Do we know, as far as that are behind in their fees, do we know what percentage of those are property lot owners versus homeowners, residents?
I do not have those exact percentages. I mean, from what I've got, like I said, there's school-owned lots that they don't pay any fees. Then you've got people that are in collections, obviously they don't pay any fees. And then you've got the rest of the members that are current that are paying fees.
And we still have staff that's trying to get what they can?
Yes, we have a collections person, and, Pastor John came up with this idea when I was having a discussion with him that collections person brings in, on average, when I looked at, about $300,000 a year. So, in the discussion with John the other day, last week, I think, he said, well, we should double that position. And I've already kind of spoken to a few of the boards that, you know, if he brings in 300 a year in collections, why not double that position or double the effort? So, we'll explore that and make it sense.
Is it possible that our attorney that we have does that kind of stuff, or that can be negotiated, or is there a third-party company that will do that and they'll physically go after, whether or not it's through the court system or whatever?
I don't really know all the steps that are actually involved right now. I mean, actually, Dean, our collections person, that does that. She's probably more than dealing with that. I mean, it's one of those things, maybe, that I've got so much on my plate right now. I'm retired, 100% retired, put in about 30 hours a week, kind of keep up. But I'll find out what those percentages are. Like I said, clear as glass. I'll tell you what I know. I mean, this is us, right?
And one last question, in the financing the golf course irrigation system, was the golf course used as leverage or?
No, it was not. No, it was not.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Pastor. All right, Mr. Parker. I didn't say your first name, I didn't know if it was Rice or Bruce.
Bruce.
Yes, sir.
545 Early Lane, I believe. Anyway, how many employees do we have? POA?
We have about 42. That includes full-time and part-time.
And I'm kind of interested in knowing, we don't have financials available for us to look at. But yet, QuickBooks is still something operational. One concern that we're making financial decisions without having.
We haven't made any financial decisions since all of this has changed, so.
Y'all are not making any decisions.
We have not.
We have not.
We have not.
Yeah.
We're waiting.
We're paying what has to be paid, lights, electricity, payroll, loan payments, those things are continuing to be paid. But as far as, we've got probably 4 or 5 projects that the board approved that we're potentially holding separates the company. Central is the accounting function, Engage is for the community, the board of directors dashboard. You can go in and make a payment, you can go in and look at your account status. If you turn in a request to maintenance, it's documented by who does the request. Maintenance will review that to decide whether it needs to be turned into a work order. It can be tracked by labor and costs associated with materials. It'll document when it started, and it'll have pictures to say, okay, it's completed on such a date. If you turn that in as a homeowner or a property owner, then it will have your request up there. You can check the status of that at all times. Now, if it's something that's on a property and it doesn't really affect the POA as far as from a maintenance perspective, if I've got some dead trees on my property and they're going to fall out in the road because they're 120 foot tall, that's not really a property owner association issue, it's a landowner issue or a homeowner issue. So it'll track those things. It also tracks what's called work order. The work orders will be tracked through field logs that, guys in maintenance, if they're out, they take their phones, they take pictures of things that need to be done, they can turn in work orders, self-generate maintenance work orders, stuff that they find. So the supervision can look at those things and get them in schedule between RJ and Ruby right now. They say, well, makes sense to do this one, prioritize their work. And then it also has, it's tied back to CC&R, the rules there. So if homeowners have a question, can I make my house purple? It'll go look at the CC&Rs and say, no, you can't, because it's in the CC&R, you can't make your house purple. Or put solar panels on your front roof or whatever. Has those kind of things. The last function it has is the ACC function, I believe. You can go in and the ACC committee can utilize that to track potential violations, permitting, that sort of thing.
Our question is, it sounds like it's e-universe, so each individual employee and the board has to go in and learn the software instead of having an expert come on site to train each department in the correct use of it, so everybody's on the same page. Someone that is very knowledgeable in the system. We're paying $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year, right? That's a big investment. Not to
Correct me if
train.
I'm wrong, but people are having community lessons, learn how to use the system class in this room is what the plan is, right? They're going to be hosting trainings on how to use it
The
here.
company is doing it.
Well, we can, this day and time, all the training that you typically get is going to be, watch the videos first. Watch the videos and what you don't understand, then we can get a representative to fill in the gap.
So is it pretty intuitive software?
It's pretty easy to me. Now, that's why I talked to Rita, and I said, it might be a good idea that for those that maybe have a difficult time with computers or iPhones or whatever you got, if we have some personalized classes, provide those instructions, we can do it in here, put it up on the TV. We can hold your hand and walk you through whatever needs to be done.
Mr. Hatcher, did I hear correctly that Enumerate is an app?
It will have phone apps.
For me, the regular community member, I need to download an app.
Engage.
Do I have to pay for that app?
No. It's included with what we're paying for. Well, you're kind of paying for it, but,
But you know what I'm saying, when you go to download an app, there's the free version and there's the get version.
You won't have to pay an extra charge.
There's the computer version and then there's mobile apps, because I specifically asked that at the second meeting we had with them. Some people prefer, my wife can do everything on her phone. I need a
So if you're doing the computer version, is there a specific software you need to be, platform that you need to be running on your platform, your computer? Do I have to have Microsoft Office or can I have Chrome?
It should work on both. If you have the up-to-date software, it should work on both Microsoft and Internet Explorer.
Chrome.
Chrome, yes.
Just a quick question, on the apps and stuff, I'm assuming
I work with, I told them, I said, you know, this might be a condition in employment that you become an expert in this, because you can't sell something you don't believe in, right? So, we've got people, we might as well use it to its fullest potential to make life simpler, make life simpler. But yeah, there's gonna be a login, each person will get up, go sign in, go create your account or whatever, you should have access to it. And then we will be available, you know, to help whoever needs help, to make sure that they're comfortable with how it works and that sort of thing. I'm told, I wasn't here, been here 2 years. The POA used to use a software called TOPS. Does anybody remember TOPS? TOPS is the same thing as a new rate, just a later, greater, upgraded, newer version. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
You said it was a 3-year contract. When did the 3-year contract start?
Trying to push it to officially to this past February, but it was signed in August of 25.
So we have a whole year.
So they allowed us a 6-month grace period because of the 911 address change. So they gave us a 6-month grace period, so our understanding is we've been paying for it since February. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm, you see, the thing is, I don't mind asking, I'll negotiate, you know, if I get down to the bottom dollar, that's a little bit.
Well, so if you started in February, okay, how much of it's been integrated or put in place at this point?
We can
50%,
have,
20%?
we have our third meeting with the new rate. We're doing things in phases. The first phase was, okay, we kind of got started out of the gate with the previous treasurer. It kind of crashed in February. Didn't get any further than that. So then started digging into it more, finally found out who we needed to talk to. And Emily came on board. Her timing was great. She came on board. We've been sitting down with them once a week. I've also brought in all the people that are going to be touching it in the office, AR, AP, collections, and even Rita sitting in on that to figure out, what we need to do to win. But the first thing I think we can kind of push out is, they're asking for obviously membership data. We got to get that stuff uploaded. But we have a third-party contractor we utilize out of Dallas. That person has been tasked with exporting the QuickBooks data. It's kind of a custom-written software that's tied to Access. I don't know if y'all know what Access is, but anyway, these two are codependent among each other. They have to move at the same time. So therefore, third party has been tasked with moving the data out of QuickBooks into Central, the accounting function. That'll happen first. I think our next upload deals with coding, our GL codes that we use. That's going to be the next phase. And then whatever they tell us they want, then that's what we'll provide. Anything else?
Well, it'd just be great to kind of see that there's a way not to make it a year of payments until next February, about that. So I can see it usable in a much shorter.
Yeah, well, they gave us 6 months, so I'm good with that, but we could have been paying since August of last year.
No, I get it, but you'll get a very upset group here if in 6 months we're sitting here and we're not ready. But then it would
We
be.
said we're trying to go live by mid-August.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, mid-August is the go live for the property owners.
Okay.
While y'all are getting comfortable with it, behind the scenes, we're loading everything into it. So you get your username, you can work out kind of those issues, and then by September 1, I think that was my understanding.
Yes,
Really have
September 1.
everything loaded by September 1.
We'll start paying bills out of it.
Sure, that's what I'm getting.
We will give an update.
Sure.
Monthly, so that way all of you are informed and up to speed, just like we are.
It just sounds like the pressure's on us to keep it moving. The company's going to sit there and just make the money. Let us push that.
Well, we've been,
I know.
I can say, Tony has been pushing quite a bit since he's taken over his treasury. He's definitely taking the extra mile as far as pushing this company, getting this stuff online, so we can start working with it and you folks too.
So I think, so Tony, do you think everything is
Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I have a bunch of stuff. Normally I don't come to meetings unless I got something to say. Okay. I spent 33 years in government, doing budgets, doing financial analysis. I spent 33 years in government. I'm retired, kind of part-time now, doing some things. You guys like that. Working with a city that's trying to find $32 million. Another city is working on bankruptcy. Okay, so my question is, are we in a financial crisis?
No.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna clarify what I'm fixing to say.
Okay.
We are not in a financial crisis. However, in my opinion, this is just Tony Hatcher's opinion, you know, we need to be smart about what we do going forward, okay? That's it, pretty straightforward and simple. You can't dig yourself out of a hole, you know? I mean, as far as me personally, I think we may have some loans that we need to go ahead and pay off and just get rid of. You know, they're ankle biter loans, why don't we still have to reduce the number of loans down to a smaller manageable number? If I had my way back, we'd pay them all off. Huh?
Can I relate my time? No. Okay. Next question would be why and when it started. Okay. Another 4 years, but we looking at increasing fees? Is that possible?
I can tell you that there has been no discussion as of yet.
Let me just interject something here. Everything in just your daily life goes up, right? Gas went way up and we didn't slow down, did we? So the thing is the average cost, the consumer price index, you know, if you ever track that, runs anywhere from 3.8 to 4% per year. And that's been a historical norm for 4 years. So obviously everything that you cost or everything that you purchase costs 3 to 4% more per year. Stop and look at the rate of wages whenever you work, you know, what was your rate, you know, 3%? So let's see, you're getting 3% raise, but the cost is going up by 4, so you're still a percent in the hole, right? So things that used to be free, things that used to be cheaper are not like that anymore. I mean, that's just fine. Everything goes up, groceries goes up, gas goes up, clothes goes up. And so would it be unnatural to say that, no, the fees don't need to go up? I would say they need to go up, but how much and when, we haven't talked about that and discussed it.
And the reason I ask you that question is because if you do a comparison, right now if you own a home, it's what, 141 months? Correct? If you do a comparison with the largest city in Leon County, which is Buffalo, their residential tax rate is 0.50. Okay? We pay more maintenance fees than a resident does for a $300,000 home.
Is that in a homeowners association?
No, it's not. What I'm saying is comparing tax residential versus, and I'm not beating up on it. Okay?
So, it's your kind of like, you're comparing two different things, you're going city taxes in the residential area versus the HOA or POA type situation.
I'm not beating up on it, I'm just
Yeah.
saying for comparison.
Oh,
Comparison. On top of your county taxes. By the way, what are we paying for security out here? Is that something that we can come away with?
We've internally hired security, we've had security. Christina, how long have you been here with us?
Year and 3 months, but working.
No, we're just talking about security, that's what we're talking about.
Oh.
We're trying to cut the time back. Security, why security 3 months?
No, so August 8th will be 1 year.
Okay.
And again, I'm not beating up on it.
Yeah.
It'd be a cost savings.
Well, the things that you're talking about,
Yeah.
sounds like to me, you're thinking of municipality. That's the only way we're gonna be able to get approve everything that everybody wants.
No.
As far as the extra funding, new bonds, new grants, coming from the state, federal government, it's the only way.
And you know, ironically, my last statement was gonna be about the hypocrisy of humanity. You know, we all want something, including me, but we want somebody else to pay for it. Okay? So, but we got a man back here who's gonna have to answer some questions. Taxes and everything. We don't get the service out here that we need, that we deserve.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Gibbons, appreciate it.
Yeah, copy.
All right. Next one. Mr. Alden, yes, ma'am.
I can't get reports out of QuickBooks because the access to 10 days, we just get into QuickBooks. I'm just autopilot right now. That's all I know to do.
So we know what's in the bank, we know what the checks are, I mean, you know, it's not a financial balance sheet, but we are just keeping the house going until we can get the finance. That we were left with a mess, and it's gonna be fixed.
The overhead is currently being.
Mr. Hartford, ready? Next man. Next man.
I'm in a 12-step program, taking 12 steps.
There you go. You're daddy now. You're doing fine job.
Jim Hawthorne, 9 Nicholas Place, been up here about 10 years. My question, before I have any questions, thank you guys, all of you, for doing what you're doing up here and taking the heat. I'm gonna give you some more.
Now, Bill, so break us down.
I heard John McGregor ask a question about a financial person, and I'm talking about a professional, no,
This is like a good statement because I'm not a CPA.
and I have been through about 6 financial upgrades from one system to another. 5 of them were successful. You are in for a challenge, all of you. I'm going to guess if you get it up and running, you're going to have about 80% of it working. The other 20% is going to go, I don't know what we're doing here. If I were a bet man, I'd bet against you guys getting it done. That's not a dig. I'm just telling you, without a finance guy or gal in place, you're not going to be able to answer the questions that the trainers are going to ask you. That's not why I'm up here. I said online today I was going to ask about a budget versus actual financial statement. And I caught a little flat. Yeah, I think it was flat. The last thing I saw from a departing person that will remain unnamed was all that fluff. I did this, I did that, we did this, we did that. And this was after this unnamed person put out there the fact that, oh my gosh, we're going broke. We need to turn this into a city. We need to do a variety of other things. We need to do something different. You don't know.
Oh, we know.
We know. So, what I said I wanted to see was a budget versus actual report. And the picture I had painted, he or she, whoever it was, the picture was painted that we're in dire straits and we're going broke. I said, how can we put budget, I'm assuming we have a budget?
Yes. We did not have budget, yeah.
Do we make decisions based on that budget?
Yes.
Then how are we going broke?
We're not.
We're not, that was one man's opinion. He did have a very good in-depth
Did
feeling of it.
he give you any information that actually makes substance to know that we're actually going broke?
Oh, no. I mean, I don't see the budget versus actual, or I can tell you if you're going broke.
Actually, until about 4 or 5 months ago, every month we came here, we would get the budget for the month, the results for the month, and year to date. At least up through till this year, I think. So what happened to that? It happened every board.
Hey.
Okay, I
Yeah,
stopped getting
first
invited.
one, because I think after that is when he.
I don't think there's any, I think it's an open invitation for all.
No, I say, like, stop telling me when they're coming, so I stopped getting reports in February when they meet. That's okay, so those current reports would get a little bit.
There were several months that they were late. We didn't get our reports for 3 months. And then we kind of got caught up on that, and that was one of the reasons why someone was delving into it. But nevertheless, that estimate that you got was based on I want to say $5.5 million potential budget. If we talk about what we'd like to do versus what we're able, what we can do,
Yeah.
right? Our budget runs about, what's it, 2.5 million? Or how much? Yeah. So I think one of the questions is that if we're looking at doing things differently, it's going to end up saving us revenue as well. And so one of these things that we're looking at parsing out some of these expenses and having people like mow or landscaping and having someone else do something else. That's going to also save us overhead with their insurance that we have to pay and things like that for full-time employees. And they come out and they knock it out as a business. So some of those things are going to save us revenue in the long run. And so when you think about you have to balance so many plates in the air, some of these things are going to save us revenue. And so I don't know that all that was taken into consideration because all that was still speculative at the time.
Yeah, just for me personally, if we can get those reports, starting our next board meeting, that'd be helpful. That's what that every month, and they can compare and say, okay.
And that is, look, that's definitely our
Yeah.
goal here, to get back on track.
Yeah.
When we don't have these kinds of questions, in chatter that we got going on. So we will definitely are going to start doing that to get back where we need to go. Okay? Because, let's be honest, these last few months haven't been the best few months, when it comes to the POA. All right, I'm just going to be real with each and every one of y'all. All right, this hasn't. And it's been the first time in some while that it's been like this in the POA. All right? I believe with the recent events here in this last week, we have gotten past that. All right? Now, as we sit up here representing you all, we are going to ensure that this is done correctly, okay, legally, morally, and ethically. Okay? To provide y'all the best information that we have with the systems that were put in place for us. Okay? And answer any questions that y'all may have going forward in future meetings. And trust me, we've got nothing to hide. I know I don't. Okay? There's nothing for me to personally gain out of sitting at this table. Okay? And I know each and every one of these feel the same way. We represent y'all. We do what's in the best interest for each and every one of y'all. Not the best interest of ourselves. Okay?
Thank you again for your service up there.
Thank you, Mr. Hawthorne.
Yes, sir. Mr. Russ?
I'd like to make a motion from the board that you acquire the services of Jim Hawthorne as an outside consultant until you get everything.
He's welcome to join the finance committee that should be starting to happen pretty soon.
I second the motion. first, Mr. Gray. David.
David Gray, Oklahoma State
Advisory
organization that does make-buy analysis.
Can't hear you.
Any company that is going out and doing make-buy analysis, whether you're doing it in-house or out-house, or any change in any computer systems, you have to know the average, fully loaded average cost per employee in order to make a qualified decision. Do any of you on the board know what the average fully loaded cost per employee is out here?
You talking about price per seat?
No.
Software?
No, cost per employee out here.
Typically, that number is double. Whatever they're making per hour, you double that.
Okay.
Depending on
You know, does anybody know what it is?
depending on the benefits package.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what it is, but I don't, because we have employees in there, I don't think we talk about it.
Well, it should be, average price should be known by everybody.
No.
So that's your opinion.
Okay.
I respect that, but I'm not gonna.
But you know,
Final one, Mr. Graham.
but you know the number.
We know what payroll is, the benefits package.
Can you just give us the average amount of what the average?
I can give you a ballpark monthly average
Yes.
of everything, about 51,000 per month.
Thank you.
And that includes,
I'm sorry,
That's every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks, they get 26 paychecks, so it's 51,000 every 2 weeks.
About $100,000 total.
And that's payroll and benefits. That's.
Yes, I'll talk to you.
All right, that's,
Thank you.
And that number may be a little bit fluctuates because we have so much turnover here. We have people leaving and then coming back on. It's
It's about on average, it runs between, the last couple times I've had to do payroll. Soon to be Emily, it was about 50 to 51,000 per year.
Just one good morning. That's all you need. All you need.
I'm just gonna talk loud, so, last time I looked at,
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
last time I looked through all the minutes for the last 2 years that are on the website, trying to figure out who's going off, who's coming on, how much longer somebody's here. It's really hard to figure out. But in that I found, in October, there was a note of, someone asked about the 2024 audit. And they said, that was October the 23rd, and they said, we hope to have it by January 1. Maybe I forgot. I don't remember us ever hearing that at the annual meeting or since. Have we even gotten that? Yeah. If you guys can look into that, I would hope that we've gotten it. I hope that.
I thought, I remember, typically at least a synopsis or a summary of it at the annual,
Maybe so. Maybe so. I don't remember. I just remember in the past, someone came from the place and they came and talked to us and I forgot.
yeah, so it'll come with annually.
I'm sure that they, I don't even remember the name of the guy that called me that day. I'm sure they're gonna have some time on box.
Yeah, I don't remember us ever seeing that. And with all the other turmoil about, are we solving, are we not, then, you know, that's a starting point. You guys said that you didn't hear anything about resignations except on Facebook, so do you guys have to officially accept that resignation? Is that something that you should do during your meeting here?
so that effective immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
So he emailed it, and then 5 minutes later, he posted it on Facebook.
Okay. So we're leaving 2 positions open until the next election, is that
No,
correct?
we're not.
We have asked a multitude of people if they were open, and, you know, if you're interested, please let us know.
Keep in mind, you have less than a year left on a term. We don't have to fill it. You have more than a year left, we have to fill it. So that leaves 1 position. Do we have, you want to volunteer?
No, I wanted to ask how many positions were.
Maybe
One
good.
is about 5 months, and another one dry run. They did not run.
I did.
Yeah,
He did.
She did.
She
He
did.
did.
He did.
So, okay, on in the next.
Okay, so, in addition to Ken's stuff there, since it's January of 25, we really haven't gotten about this much financials, which really doesn't tell anybody out here anything. So I hope that we can correct that a whole lot, because we did used to get a lot.
That's going to be on the top of the priority. Guaranteed.
Okay, my last question is, I saw on Facebook that the judge recused himself, is that the case? Okay, thank you. I was a little worried about it, and I was like, I don't know.
Wait, what judge refused the judge? The one that's handled it before us when we were there, and then you decided to do it.
When we went to court, that's all I was.
That judge, the judge that spoke to us when we were in the courtroom has recused himself, is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
So now what? Well, we could drop the lawsuit, maybe, that is.
We can't drop it because they did stuff wrong.
They did stuff wrong, only 4 people.
Guys, let's not talk about it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys.
We are.
Gentlemen, so you have a question, raise your hand up over here. Second row.
Well, I'm concerned. I couldn't hear what she said. Is the lawsuit still going, or is it?
The judge has recused himself from the lawsuit, so therefore, in search of an unjudged. Okay, so that's where it stands right now.
Did you say no?
Conflict of interest. He knew somebody who was on that.
He doesn't have a lot out there.
Yes. I know. Okay. Are there any other questions anybody has out here?
What time is it?
It's 7:24. You, I'll get to you, Mr. Gregory. Yes, sir.
A while back, I may not have my facts straight, so I'm sure it'll straighten me out. But when they put the new greens in, the board at that time assessed all property owners $6 additional a month.
What's the question?
That was for the irrigation.
That's for the irrigation system.
Okay, the irrigation.
The irrigation system.
How long,
To help
how long
plants.
was that, was that?
7 years when that loan was paid off.
7 years from when the loan was paid off?
7 years. The loan's for 7 years, so it's not 7 years.
So it's been almost 2 years.
Yes. Yeah, 1 year.
Thank you.
Mr. McGravier.
Yeah, I just have a question.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right, I got about 20 of them. The other thing was that one time the board, 7 years ago, said that dues would go up in service with the cost of living. That right off in the sunset of
No, I think this year, the decision, when they implemented that $6 change, that $6 fee, I think the board at that point had made a decision not to increase the next year. And so it shouldn't go back to following the same suit this year.
Unless we don't need it, right?
I mean, we can always.
We always do.
You can come in and have a donation, Mr. Attorney.
Yes.
The last question I have, 51,000 every 2 weeks,
That's clear and everything, sir. But like I said, like we stated earlier, that's a ballpark figure. So that's not an exact figure. All right. Any other questions? We have one more back here.
Yeah, I have one.
Mr. Gordon, yes.
Yeah, does anybody other than the office staff or the board use the welcome center on the weekends for dominoes or any activities?
The welcome center or the
Yeah,
community
no,
center?
welcome center.
No.
I was just curious because, not yesterday, but Sunday the 12th, about an hour after Tommy Raymond posted his post on Facebook, there were 6 or 7 cars there from about 6 to 8:30. Did y'all meet to discuss it or?
I think you're probably fizzing a little bit or stretching the truth, right?
What?
There's 4 cars.
There was 4 cars?
There was 4 cars there. And there was 4 of us. And what we did, we discussed the situation with Tommy with the post city put out. That's all we did. We didn't make no decisions. There was 4, because if we had 5, we would have to call a meeting. What's that?
You guys right there, 4 to 4.
No.
They can have 5, they can have 4.
We didn't have 4. I mean, we made sure that.
If you only have 7, we're playing 42 4. I just want to make sure that what's right.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's what we discussed. We discussed the Tommy situation and incident, and that was it. You know, were we going to respond, were we not going to respond, or were we going to wait until the night's meeting? And we decided to wait for the night's meeting. That's the reason why most of this meeting was open for discussion and questions that were asked. Okay? So, that's why. Yes, ma'am.
Quick question, did y'all decide on hiring a crew to do the common grounds? We talked about that at the last meeting.
August 1st.
August 1st, okay.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I fault myself for not attending these meetings on a regular basis.
Yes,
first of
ma'am.
all. And then I do go on Facebook, but I know Facebook is what it is. Is it clarified for me? Is there a person who received a large number of property lots that has not had to pay their maintenance fee for X number of months? And if so, when does that person have to start paying the POA fees for those unsold lots? Turner.
So you're
You're talking about Turner.
Yeah.
Randall Turner.
Possibly.
There was
because that's a huge sum of money to support our funding situation.
There was an agreement. Previous boards that made that agreement with Mr. Turner.
But I'm asking you, when does it run out? When does that?
When does that run out?
Yes.
I would have to go look at his file and look at the
Could
contract.
you please have that information for me at the next meeting?
Yes, ma'am, I sure will. Absolutely.
Give it on Facebook or POA. Can I say something to you? Please, if you charge him, those fees, then he has to go for everyone. That's a big deal.
All right, any other questions? Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen.
When you were previously president, there was no executive committee. Do we have an executive committee tonight?
Yes, sir.
Any announcements?
Mr. Howard.
You're talking about hiring an outside crew to do road maintenance, like, running the maintainer or whatever. Are they gonna use their own, or are they gonna use ours? Okay.
They start next week.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Are they gonna go by the previous list that we had prioritized, or are they?
As far as the road list?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that was discussed, or not?
No, we're not.
Okay. My bad.
In a nutshell, we have 2 supervisors, one's no longer with us. RJ is the remaining supervisor. He is struggling to keep his head above water right now. And what he did is he got the contractor after we riding around all over and tried to prioritize the roads that were utilized most traffic, I guess. And then he's gonna keep going down that list. That's all I know right now.
So the previous list with the priority is totally off the table.
Where would you?
As published, I would say yes. I mean, it's gonna get done, but probably not in that order is on where it's proceeding.
Is there a different list for the paid versus the dirt? I think the paid list is on your guys, I don't know which ones are out there.
Well, the payroll's gonna take totally different contracts to do it.
Yeah, I thought you guys said we're having different people.
To start with the, that back side, you're gonna more pitch outside or whatever, but
Is the contractor using our equipment, or is he
they had a meeting, the actual company attorneys were going to be coming to answer questions, and they came with their hat in their hand. They did answer questions. They have a PowerPoint presentation to do. I will say that since then, we found out that the name of the company is Caruso Energy, Black Mountain Energy, and Belltown Power. We found out that they will be using, and they were straightforward with this about this, but they will be using Navasota Power, so they're going to be using energy off the grid, off of our grid. So we'll have to ask them about that. They are talking about using a closed loop system. It's just one of 5 different companies, and they have a 700,000 square feet building and another 200,000 square foot building that they're talking about building in that area. And I will say there's a lot of controversy about this, but a lot of people have the attitude that you just might as well suck it up because we're going to have to take some of them here anyway. There was quite a few comments from the water department, the gentleman that it's the water that they're trying to get is from Anderson County. But this closed loop system changes the dynamics of how much water they will need, but that does not change the dynamics of the power. However, I will say this, I had a chance to speak to those attorneys about they're going to have to employ about 2,000 employees, maybe 2,500 employees for about 2 years, and they're going to have to house them somewhere. And I talked to them about Hilltop Lakes. They are curious and interested. That could be a significant revenue stream for us. They're also talking about, influx of monies to help with roads and all that sort of stuff, because they're going to be using our roads significantly if they're building, obviously. But I will say, our attitude on that is, I'm very torn, quite frankly, about my opinion of this, because I'm really concerned about, there's a lot of overpromise and under-delivery in a lot of different areas where they're building, and flat-out lies. And flat-out, bribery, quite frankly. So I am really torn about this, but I will say, we do have, according to them, we have a significant amount of water here in our county, but they're wanting a significant amount of water. They're asking for a lot of water. So this particular company is talking about closed loop, like I said, but even then, that's still in the billions of gallons, and it depends on how often they change that water out of their particular closed loop system. They decide to change it once a month. They might decide to change it once. Depends on every company is different. And so, but I will say one more thing.
Okay.
That after all this discussion, we just found out that that particular company might be getting bought out by Google. So we have to be extra careful that any negotiations going forward, who we're really negotiating with. So that's just my take on it. July 27th.
I will make one more announcement before I make a motion to adjourn this evening. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay? Bear with us. Like I stated earlier, we have gone through a lot in these last few months. Okay? And now that we have the people in place, okay, to do the right thing, all right, patience is a virtue, please. All right? Work with us. All right? We're going to give you every bit of information that you could possibly ask for. Okay? All I ask is to be patient as to when that information is coming out based on the new programs that's being established. Okay? And if you want to get real, y'all can do on the Facebook y'all want to. As long as I know we're up there doing the right thing, doing it for y'all, each and every one of you in this community, that's all I'm asking for. Okay? I make a motion during this meeting. All in favor, say aye. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Holding you hostage, obviously.
Go ahead, folks.